Okay, in today's edition of What's Going On in Krista's Backyard, you can tell we've done a little bit of clearing. I have an orchard on the east side of my house, and here we have the orchard that's been cleaned up dramatically. This is our Asian pear tree, all in bloom. The flowers are so pretty. I just love them. I think that's the Braeburn apple. It's just now coming out. This is a quince. Not really sure what we're going to do with this because you have to actually cook a quince to eat it. I'll have to look it up on Google. And a baby Asian pear that I planted last year that I really thought was dead. And then behind it you can see 3 pomegranates that I planted also about 2 years ago, and they're settling in nicely. I can pan around the yard so you can kind of see how nice and clean and organized it is. This was a jungle not that long ago, and about 5 loads of that trailer later it looks like this. This is the almond tree. A little disappointed here in the desert. They don't seem to be doing as well as I had hoped. This tree has actually blossomed more than I've ever seen the tree blossom before, but it also seems to have some kind of a disease or beetle. So we don't ever get almonds really. I think the most we've ever gotten is 5. And then this tree is a prime example of the almond with the disease. There's hardly any leaves out, and I think it had 3 flowers on it. So we'll see what happens. And another apple tree. Can't remember the variety. But you can see it also has some sort of a disease. And but every year it gives us apples, so we just cut out the dead wood and let it try again. Here we have the Granny Smith that we just planted a couple years ago. It's a little one, but you can see it already has the buds coming out, which is good. So we'll get apples this year. And along this fence line, more of the pomegranates. Since we do live in a desert, on the same latitudinal line as the Middle East, we can grow the same types of things they do, which would be pomegranates, artichokes, and date trees. Here is our Old Faithful Granny Smith. This little tree puts out more apples than any big tree ever thought of. And it's loaded with blossoms this year. And it's not even maybe 5 feet tall. Then we have another apple tree, also doing pretty good. Again, cutting out the dead wood. And this is the kind of pear that you find in fruit cocktail. It's crunchy when you eat it, even when it's ripe. And it had beautiful blossoms. And then another pear tree. It's still holding tight. It's just now starting to leaf out. And then over here, a little bit younger tree. It's been in the orchard for a while, but I've stayed on top of this one and not let it get too tall. It's another pear. And here's a pear tree I planted just this year, actually. We picked it up at, I believe, Walmart. It's an Anjou pear. And then here's the little baby apple tree we planted. Again, this year. And another apple that's slowly dying, but we cut out the dead wood, so every year the live wood actually picks up and gives us a few apples. And then a bird deposited some pomegranate seeds at the bottom, and it grew into a plant. And then over here we had a cactus sitting on the ground, and if you look, one of the petals fell and became a little cactus now growing in the dirt. So this is this is an apple pomegranate cactus plant now. And then here's the last spot we have for something new. Tried a fig last year, didn't quite make it. I may try another fig again this year, but this is, again, my orchard, and 5 or 6 loads later, it's now back to its beautiful, organized self, ready to bear fruit this summer and fall. And here's to another edition of What's Going On in Krista's Backyard.